I was divorced, broke, and living in my sister's hallway when I decided to DM a guy I had a crush on. I thought I'd get a date, but instead I got something more valuable, a book. A book that transformed my life into understanding my relationships and boundaries and dating after divorce. And today I want to share how The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer transformed my love life, and why I now still, to this day, send it to anyone starting over in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Welcome back to Dream with Us. I'm Kate, and this month I want to develop a series of videos about my journey on how I was able to transform my life by utilizing my training to create the life I dreamed of after a toxic and abusive marriage, and how you can too. I will walk you through the steps in each video on how you can learn how to shed limiting thoughts, develop clear, effective communication with anyone, and turn your dreams into a reality. See, by the time I was 35, I was divorced, broke, living in a hallway in my sister's apartment with my 9-year-old twins and my golden retriever. And how one DM with an old crush turned into a life-changing wisdom that I want to pass on to you. Now, at the time, I had just finalized my divorce. I had a couple $100s to my name, and despite feeling lost, I believed in the possibility of a better life for me and my sons. I wanted my best life to start right away, which is probably why, as a newly single person, that's exactly what I did, is I reached out and tried way before I was ready to start dating. But I'm so glad I reached out to that friend, and we were able to start this amazing conversation about detachment and self-worth and healing. And at the end, he goes to me and says, "Hey, I think you'd love The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Let me send it to you." And what I learned during that summer, reading The Untethered Soul, really transformed the way I viewed relationships, not only with other people, but with myself as well. See, in the very first couple of paragraphs, he gets right into talking about those thoughts in your head, the conversations that you hear over and over again. As soon as you try to seek out just a quiet moment in your day, all of a sudden you start hearing, "Oh, I should get the dishes done, and I should get the laundry done, and oh, where is that tax form that I had?" And the list just keeps going and going and going. And there's never a pause, a break. And then if you do try to pause it and you try to slow it down, then the criticism starts coming in. Oh, what if you don't get your taxes done on time? What if you don't get the dishes? If you go to bed now, that sauce is going to stick to the pan. So get up and go and move. My inner voice was downright mean to me. So let me know in the comments if you've ever had a moment when you realized your thoughts were overwhelming you. Just write yes in the comments right now. So I remember opening the book and reading the first few pages, and it hit me. I've been holding on so tightly to what I thought love was supposed to be. And I was afraid to be alone. I was afraid to set boundaries because I didn't want to scare anyone away. I never chose anyone I dated. They chose me. The fact that I was even reaching out to this guy was completely foreign to me. I was always somebody flirted with me, asked me out, and I said, sure, okay. But I never reached out to people. I never asked them out. So maybe it was part of the universe's plan. I needed to be brave in that first. If a relationship was chaotic, I thought it was exciting. If a boyfriend was needy and insecure, I thought perfect. I can dedicate all my time to fixing him. I was afraid to put any focus on myself because I thought I was lucky that someone wanted to be with me. This book taught me something that changed everything. You are not your thoughts. You're the observer. So let me break that down for you for a minute. Have you ever been alone with your thoughts and your thoughts just start racing? A grocery list of things to do, or fears or past embarrassments that you felt during your day, week, month, or year? This constant reminder of what you have done wrong. The minute you allow yourself to enjoy anything, those thoughts start popping up as a warning signal. This is a program that just keeps repeating on over and over again, telling you that you are not good enough. You're not allowed to feel this joy. You're not allowed to enjoy your life. What if something bad happens? And if something bad happens, you're not prepared for it because you're sitting around enjoying your life. And you hear one thing after another. Oftentimes, I would hear critical reminders from my ex-husband, my mother, my sister, and how I shouldn't have said that, done that. I was too loud. I was too much. I was rude to that person. Or was that dress too short? Or have I gained any weight? You start to realize that the thoughts you're hearing aren't you, but memories of other people. And you are the observer, the listener, and ultimately a landlord with squatters who refuse to treat your space with respect or pay you any rent. Now, because these critical thoughts are running through your head, destroying your space, you aren't even creating a whole picture of the person who was being critical in your memories. All you're getting is glimpses of that moment that they said something. You make up a decision in your mind to not fully understand what that person meant, what that person said, because you're so fearful and wrapped up in that critical moment that it must be true. Have you ever had that moment in your life where you know that a person said something hurtful to you and you refuse to initiate the conversation with them and say, hey, remember that moment that we were hanging out and you said that thing about the outfit that I was wearing? You know, that really hurt me. That's the first step in learning how to develop clear communication with other people. When you start to recognize that the thoughts in your head, the critical thoughts that you are observing in your mind, that you need to release them. You need to address that thought head on, whether it's with yourself or that person that said that. So you can clarify and end that constant cycle in your head. This is not a one and done situation. When we are healing, especially if you were in a toxic or abusive or harmful relationship that lasted years, and oftentimes those toxic relationships do last a really long time because you're a really great person and you thought that if you just tried a little harder, been a little nicer, did a little bit more, that you could have them understand how great you are, understand that you are deserving of kindness. But that's not how the world works. Oftentimes, people outside of us don't even realize they're hurting us. They need to be told, hey, I know that you didn't mean to hurt me, but that moment we were talking and I got quiet and I got down on myself, it was because of a memory that I had with you. Can we talk about that? See, when you start doing that, you're doing the work. You're starting to learn about how to create a new system a belief. Because what happens when we have lived in our heads for so long, listening to that thought that rushes through our head, we are creating a belief system that was programmed to worry, to be scared, to shrink and be small, to be insecure. I remember feeling the need to turn off my brain when I taught hypnobirthing or waitressed. I had to create a professional persona who I believe was actually closer to my authentic self. But I could not be that person when I was alone with my family, or my ex-husband. All I could do was remember all the times I disappointed them in some way. After my divorce was the first time I started to let go of fear. I stopped clinging to the idea that I needed to be chosen to feel worthy. I learned to set boundaries, not walls, but real healthy boundaries. But those first boundaries I had to create was with who I allowed to take center stage in my thoughts. And by the time I finished the book, I still didn't have a date, but I had something even better. I had clarity, I had strength and self-worth. Closing yourself off will not protect you from getting hurt again. It will limit you from experiencing life, love, and joy, and all the potential that life has to offer you. So I hope you pick up this book and have the powerful transformational moment that I did and see this shift from insecurity to confidence. Remember, the key lessons Michael Singer and I want you to take away from this book is that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer, and you have control over what you observe. Prioritize your internal growth and not external validation. Since that moment, so many years ago, I have sent that book off to so many people that I don't even have a copy of it anymore. But I do listen to it on Audible, and it reminds me of how important it is. If this life is a journey, we are expected to learn more about who we are, how we connect with each other. We are in this amazing stage of our world, our evolution, our beings as human beings. We are at this spot in the life where we are not only observing life, but we are connecting to our souls in a deeper, more meaningful way. We are developing closer relationships with people. We are developing our communication skills beyond our beliefs. We have technology that is helping us learn about us. And from that, I hope that we can build this community and develop ways to learn from each other. See, I want you to experience life fully with love and joy. I want us to get comfortable with the joy. I want us to get comfortable with the good. I want us to get comfortable with the possibilities of how wonderful life could be if we take action. It is not just about becoming more self-aware. It is about learning about our experiences and moving forward, taking action when it's important to take action. Learn about yourself and then move forward. Don't hold yourself back anymore. Allow yourself to live your most authentic self. Allow yourself to love the world around you. Accept people and learn how to communicate with them, even those that are hard to communicate with. But don't accept abuse. Don't accept criticism. Don't accept constant negativity in your life. Find people that lift you up, make you feel better, and cherish your dreams with you. Build a community with us. And until next time, make sure to pick up that book, read along. And if you have any other books or if you read The Untethered Soul, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe, and tell me about one of your books that you love. Maybe I'll pick it up and read it and do a review. But keep watching all month long. We're going to talk about how to heal from a toxic relationship, what things I learned along the way in the last 15 years, and what has worked for me to develop the life that I have. And I hope you develop that too. Till then. Bye.